Alright, action!
Hey, all you guys out there, Magic Richard Miller here, and I am really excited to be here today because I'm here with a really good friend of mine, Kenton Casto, and me and him are going to be discussing some theories about, well, just random theories that we come up with. This is our first introductory video. Hopefully everything turns out good, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Don't forget to go check out both of my channels, which will be down in the description below, and on my channel, I will link in my next video to this channel.
Or will we? This whole video could just be in your head. We are both a figment of your imagination. Let's see.
Wait, how do I know that the guy I'm recording with isn't a figment of my imagination?
You don't. You know what I should do? I should replace all the sound effects we're doing with real sound effects. Unless we do an actually really good one.
Yeah.
Now, if you could manage to do that coughing and laughing like a Joker thing, which I don't want you to do, but if you're ever sick, that would be awesome to get you on tape. Just
you the one that scared you?
well, yeah, I don't exactly
You
remember.
said it scared you how good it was.
Yes.
I got to do that that was like a once in a lifetime thing, dude.
Unfortunately. Well, it was real life. I guess this is also real life. Any game you play is technically real life if you're going from the perspective of the people playing it. The game itself is not real, though.
How do we know that we are real?
We don't. This could be the Matrix.
Or we could just be some giant cosmic baby plaything. I think I like this idea better.
I don't want to think about that. But speaking of giant cosmic things, I was texting with my best bro here, and we were talking about...
Black hole in a black hole.
Well, I'm going to describe the context of how we got there. Because, lore. I was looking for a cable, and I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I finally realized why my HDMI Elgato recorder is lagging so badly when I'm recording. It's the freaking cable. It's supposed to be 3.0, but apparently I switched the cables somewhere. When I switched it to one USB 3.0 slot instead of the hubs that I used, it did get better. But it was still a 2.0 cable. So when I find one, I think it's a Type B 3.0 if you have one. But I was thinking about that, and at the very end I said, supermassive face black hole. And he was like,
massive space black hole in a black hole.
yes. And that got me thinking, wait, if that's wait a minute, oh my gosh. What if a singularity is not really an exploding sun collapsing upon itself with its own gravity, but the coming together part is, now that I say it out loud, it doesn't sound as good, but I'm going to continue anyway. The sun creating such a massive explosion that it somehow ripped open or expanded a subatomic universe, and the backlash of it turning into a black hole is equivalent to our known universe experiencing the end of the Big Bang, which would be everything collapsing in on itself, just like a singularity, but in a subatomic universe. Think about it. Now, to support the cause, the current theory of how black holes are made, it's pretty sound, but gravity. We don't know how fast gravity itself is established.
We know the acceleration due to gravity.
Yes.
It's like 7.85 or something like that. Don't quote me on that.
It actually might be 9 or 13. Between 5 and 15 meters per second per second.
Meters per second?
Yes, it's acceleration.
You said per second.
Yes, that's what it's measured in per second.
Just meters per second, not per second.
When you're talking about gravity, it is. That number is how fast you accelerate per second. Meters per second is the speed, and how fast that increases is per second. It's per second per second. I promise you. You can look it up later. I promise.
It's actually meters per second squared, not meters per second per second.
Yeah. Though, I don't know if that equation would work. Think about it. If you square just the time, if you have 5 seconds, you square that's 25. What you need to square is the speed, not just the time. That's separating the formula where you shouldn't. You need the speed times the time it took to get to that speed. You know, it travels whatever we said in a second, but the gravity accelerates 9 point, well, whatever it is. And then we get to terminal velocity, but this is not about the measuring of what we call gravity. We can get to time and how we don't actually... Okay, sticking to the current theory. Oh god, we're gonna have a lot of fun.
I'm looking up right now what the acceleration due to gravity is right now. It might take me a couple of seconds, though.
Why would you need a now? It shouldn't change. It's not...
Well, because we want to be as factual as possible in these discussions.
Well, I guess it could be like, my life as a teenage robot. Size of asteroid has increased to Class C due to hacky sack.
Has increased in mass by a hacky sack. It is now a Class C meteor. World Destroyer.
Yup.
Wow. One hacky sack turns a Class A meteor into a Class C World Destroyer.
I thought it was a Class D and turned into Class C. Why would it skip 2 classes with 1 hacky sack? I mean, it was on the teetering point. It's not like it was a lot bigger. Whatever, we can debate that later.
Although we might still be debating this.
We might be, unless we agree on most points.
Well, it's been a discussion, not a debate.
Exactly. Why I was talking about gravity, right. We know how fast it is, how fast it accelerates.
We knew the acceleration due to gravity. We don't know how fast gravity itself moves.
Yes, and to elaborate on that further, gravity is based on density, right? Yeah, of course, singularities. It's infinite but 1 atom. Of course it's density. My bad. The Earth's density makes the gravity as we feel it. But if, say, a big portion of it was just gone, poof, wasn't there anymore, would the gravity we feel decrease in an instant? Would there be no time change in how light we felt? Or would it take time for the gravity to readjust? Because if it's instant, the way black holes are formed now does not make sense. Unless new matter is formed when a star explodes.
Actually, it would make more sense if it's instant on how black holes form, because black holes are supposed to form where the changing gravity is so great it pulls everything in. So if the gravity changes in an instant,
Maybe,
it would be more...
That's another theory that we just discovered in this theory. What if black holes aren't necessarily formed because the star explodes, but because the massive change in gravity?
Boom! Headshot!
Well then. GG,
I think we're going to be talking about this for a while, because we're just going to keep on coming up with more theories.
Yep.
I better crack open an energy drink to make sure I'm up. Or actually, I could take a catalyst energy, man.
Don't take too much, because we get like this when we're tired, typically. I know you get more scientific when you're tired, so don't take too much.
This is just mainly just to keep me from falling asleep on you.
Ah.
And yes, I do have to say the name Catalyst Energy Mint, because they are my sponsor, so go ahead and go check them out. I've never had a problem with them. They're actually a pretty good product. They're a safe alternative to energy drinks.
Safe, he says. I'm not going to question it. It's always good for self-image. So, if that's not the case, if it's not the massive change in gravity, picture our own universe. Big
Well, if
Bang.
it's not the massive change in gravity, then what truly causes a black hole?
So that's what this theory is basically all about. We wouldn't know if we're a subatomic universe, because we're not giant. We can't tell. If you travel to another dimension and it's literally the same dimension. It's not parallel, it's the same one. Everything is gonna be the same. But if it's smaller and you change with it, you're not gonna know. It's like Bikini Bottom. Did you try Wombo? Yeah. Who would have thought SpongeBob would be helpful in explaining science? So Big Bang, if you're watching this and you don't know what that is, why are you watching this?
I'll go and explain the Big Bang Theory. If they don't know what the Big Bang Theory is,
You do that. I'll be quiet for a bit.
basically the Big Bang Theory is one of the theories that the people that don't believe in the theory of creation have said is the reason that we exist. Basically what happened was all matter was in a single point the size of a pinhead, and all of a sudden there is a big explosion. 99% of all matter that exists and ever will exist came from that one explosion.
Where's the other 1%?
It came along later.
Don't want to know. Actually, I do, but we can talk about that on another theory.
The 1% is actually human.
We're still made of the same atomic material.
If you believe in the creationist theory and you're religious, then you believe that we're made from the earth, which I personally do. But if you're not religious or don't believe in the creationist theory, they actually just believe that we are made different. They don't believe that we're made from the earth, because that's the religious side.
I'm not talking about when we started being. I mean, right now, we are made from atoms. If the Big Bang was real, that happened there. Everything we eat is from the earth. If we don't eat, we can't live. Everything our body is from past food. That's where we get our protein, that's where we get our strength, that's where everything comes from, our food and our water. Nutrients. And if that wasn't there, we wouldn't be here either. And that also goes into another theory I have with how hard light. If you ate hard light food and it had a taste to it, and then the power just disappeared, would you just not be there anymore if you had been eating hard light food for 2 years or something? Interesting question. But the computer generating it would have to be sophisticated enough to actually transform it to proteins in your body in the first place. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
Yeah. Personally, I believe in the creationist theory that everything was created, as the Bible puts it, 7 days.
I just had a thought. We're not the center of the universe. So the Big Bang, you know, how fast it's sweeping now, it could have actually been 7 days. If you think about it in that term. It's not like the Big Bang happened in the middle of Earth. Just, if you think about it that way, religion and science might actually be able to coexist. We don't know how things are created as the universe expands. Is it literally just gas going into nothingness that's the expansion? Or is it the dark matter? We don't know how the universe is technically expanded.
One scientist that is a Christian actually did say this, that the Big Bang Theory is what you would expect to see when God spoke and things were created, as if it was in a big bang, and it became.
It's a pretty good explanation. Because if the center of the universe, not necessarily our galaxy, but in DC universes, the whole reason, their explanation for the multiverse being created was some guy going back to the creation of the universe, which is depicted by basically a giant hand holding all the matter in the universe that's about to be expanded. Though back then I don't think they knew of the Big Bang Theory. But if you combine that to it being God speaking, oh my god, we're gonna have to do a theory about that. We need to make a list.
This theory has been covered before, actually in the movie God's Not Dead 1.
Oh, well, we can cover it again in our own ways. I'll be the atheist here. Not that I am, I'm saying I can play that viewpoint. I could be a Buddhist if I knew about their religion, which I don't.
Well, I think if you're going to play anything other than a believer, you'd probably be more of an agnostic.
It's a personal inner struggle that I'm actually currently having, but I don't need to discuss that on YouTube.
That's why I say you're more of an agnostic, because you know something's out there. There's a greater power out there. You just don't know who's right.
I'm starting to lean a lot more towards Christianity. I'll tell you that. Cut and yeah, don't print.
Put this whole conversation out.
Exactly. Back to our actual theory that we started with.
I totally forgot what our actual theory was.
Subatomic universe singularities. In a nutshell.
How black holes are created?
Alternate theory, yes. Okay, so we explained to you what the Big Bang was, and if you didn't know what that was, and you are still watching this, you probably still don't know what we're talking about. So why are you still here?
Give me a chimichanga!
I'm sorry, we are fresh out of chimichangas. Please don't kill me.
You're dead.
Damn it. That being said, our theory that we're thinking about. If the Big Bang happened in a subatomic universe... Oh god, here's another theory. What if...
How many theories are we going to have in this video?
We'll get to them individually later. A sun in and of itself. It's just a bubble of gas on fire. Plasma, essentially, right?
Or heat plasma, yeah.
It's kind of explained of how it's there and how it's not being burnt out. But it's surrounded by the vacuum of space. It is super massive. It's like 10,000 times the Earth size, right? Something like that. Our sun, and it's a medium-sized. And really only massive stars create black holes, or so we've been told.
Isn't actually our sun considered a small to medium star?
Last time I heard it was medium. Yeah,
I
it's
think
small
it's
compared
like
to most other stars. And it's tiny compared to stars that would make a black hole.
Like Beetlejuice.
Yes. Sorry, I remember
You're thinking about the old show Beetlejuice.
the show.
Yeah, there's actually a show called Beetlejuice.
I was thinking about a map in NVA where you're up against all these robot things, Alliance of Valiant Arms, in FPS. And the final boss is a giant robot that's supposed to be perfect, but has giant blaring weak spots called Beetlejuice.
I was thinking about the old Beetlejuice show where if you said his name 3 times, he'd appear.
Like a good neighbor, Beetlejuice is here.
Alright, you can say my name 3 times in a row.
We should send that suggestion into State Farm. That would be hilarious.
What?
If they put that in an actual commercial. Okay, we need to get back on to gosh darn theory.
This is why you do not do a theory video where there can be multiple other theories.
Well, that's any theory that you're talking about with space like this. Especially if you're thinking about what you're thinking about the theory. Back to what we were actually talking about.
Vector programming!
Yes. Oh, so many tangents. The Big Bang, if that happened in a subatomic universe, say we're the subatomic universe, after however amount of time, if Hawking is right, and the universe starts collapsing in on itself at possibly a faster rate than it is currently expanding, although I'm not sure if we know it's currently expanding. And once everything has collapsed in on itself, that would be a lot more force than a star exploding, because that would have however many stars we currently have, all in one place. It's not just one of them. Maybe that's how galaxies are formed. Okay, we'll get to that 5th theory at another time.
Stop coming up with more things that can possibly be theory!
So,
You need to know that's one theory! That's all I'm asking is one theory!
it's not like I had one job and I fucked it up. Thank you very much.
You did have one job!
So
And you're fucking it up royally.
Well, I'm okay with that. Theoretically. All of the known universe collapsing in on itself would make a super massive black hole. Which, if it is a subatomic universe, might be where the collapsing of the sun happens.
Oh, I just came up with another theory.
Go ahead.
What if we are a subatomic universe? We're actually inside of a black hole in a bigger universe. Without thinking in the vacuum of space.
Well, I mean, technically we are in the vacuum of space. We're just in a protected planet with an oxygenated atmosphere.
I know, but I'm saying the vacuum of space can be explained by the fact that we're inside of a black hole in a bigger universe.
Oh god, you might be right. Everything would be pushing inward. So if that...
Exactly. We're not expanding. We're actually starting to collapse.
Or maybe the black hole that's in the middle of our galaxy is what that was, and we're just the Matrix reborn. The cycle of the universe.
Nah, I think that the black hole in the center of our universe...
Galaxy.
Galaxy. Well, we're pretty sure there's actually a black hole in the center of the universe. We're pretty sure about that.
That could explain the previous universe. All the previous universe might be inside that. That would explain if it's true. That would kind of prove the Big Bang in a nutshell.
What I was thinking was, what if that's the end point of the black hole that we're in?
And that's the thing. We wouldn't know. Plus, we might all be dead. We'd kind of be condensed. Or would we, if we were subatomic? We could all be in a subatomic universe. One atom. It's all we would be in. If we're subatomic. We would have no idea. It would have to happen over and over and over again. Or it could all be happening at the same time and be in one massive thing. Maybe that's what heaven is. Oh god. Another theory. Scientifically explaining heaven. Okay. The initial theory that we were talking about is if subatomic universes equals our universe backlashing from the Big Bang equals the singularity after a star has exploded. Now the question is, why would it be collapsing in on itself at that point in time? Or would it happen slowly? Or is that subatomic universe kind of drawn to it as the star explodes? And if that's the case, it might be proven tachyons and black holes. Oh god, subatomic quantum particles. Disregarding how it would have gotten in or around or anything about the star. That's essentially the theory that we are initially started in a nutshell. Our current universe, Big Bang, it's all over, it collapses, equals what we think is a black hole, singularity. That's the theory that I initially was talking about. And we came up with, what, 6, 7 other theories in the process? That's the great thing about talking about theories, about things this size that we know absolutely nothing about. You get one theory, and then you have that many others, and it just branches off.
This is going to be going on for a while.
YouTube, please don't.
We're so hashtag we broke YouTube. Watch PewDiePie walk into your room and be like, "Not cool, dude. Not cool."
But I haven't even posted it. And he's like, well, your theory kind of made someone in the future make time travel, but it broke before anyone could see it. So when it was back up, you posted it, everyone saw it, but then it crashed the internet. So I'm here to kill you. God damn it. Why would you kill the creator of time travel? Oh, wait, never mind. I know the answer to that.
PewDiePie, after we upload, he's just like, "Not cool, dude. Not cool. Your video got more views than my video did.
What about,
not cool, dude."
It's like, what about Gangnam Style? 10 times more. Oh god.
What about the most video on YouTube?
That's currently Gangnam Style. Last time I checked, with like almost 3 billion views.
That would be funny if we get more views than Gangnam Style.
Well, currently people are going back to Gangnam Style just to check on the views, which is in turn increasing the number of views daily. So it's just going to continue to go up, and they're going to continue to be making a fortune. They don't even deserve to be being paid by YouTube anymore.
Oh, god damn it, you got that song stuck in my head now.
Luckily I wasn't thinking of the lyrics. Oh god, no, 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 god damn it, man. So that's essentially that theory plus like 7 others in a nutshell. Do you have any explanations or counters or anything to add to it?
Wait, explaining the theory?
And essentially, we were just explaining it to someone who wouldn't understand it like we do. Our universe, subatomic, whiplash of the Big Bang equals a black hole that we know of now. It's the whole theory, in a nutshell. We just took 40 minutes to explain it to people that don't know what we're talking about.
My head exploded.
I'm sorry. I'll send a cleanup crew over there. All according to plan.
It is funny when you say it randomly.
Okay then. So do you have anything to add, counter, debate about that?
Not really. We do need to talk about the 6, 7 other theories we came up with.
Yes. One of them was the theory of describing heaven with science, heaven basically being the top level of all subatomic universes. But let's not debate it now, let's just leave that for another time. You can debate that in that video. The second one was, if there are subatomic universes, they would just be in one atom. Or would they be in enough atoms to actually be the entire star? When I said negating or forgetting everything about the star exploding and skipping to the singularity, that's why I said that. Third one.
I remember one of them was if gravity would immediately change due to like cutting the planet in half.
Yes.
Would that create a hole, or is it that it would stay the same, or would it take time to change?
Yes. Oh, that's another theory. Massive change in gravity.
I believe that would explain the current one.
I think they explain it differently currently, but to be honest, I haven't actually talked to any real physicists. I should go to a .gov website one of these days. One of these days. Oh yeah, time travel would be an indirect theory, because we're gonna get to probably gravity or the whole heaven.
That would be another episode.
Yes, time travel will probably be a theory.
It's either time travel or the multiverse theory.
Oh god, let's not do that here.
But
yeah, what I'm saying,
we're doing that here. Next episode, time travel versus the multiverse theory.
If we're going based on the order of the theories we're going into in the list we just made, time travel would be on one that is related to one of the ones we're going to go to next, or possibly the one after that. It's only a matter of time before we get to time. Everything is connected. You can't have nothing not connected. And with that, insert outro here, whatever it will eventually be.